welcome. I am Jess Campmans, guided by Equus, and I'm here with your horse wisdom healing message for the week of September 28th. I have Noche, my one stallion, behind me, and we're out here with Sadie and her new little baby, Bo, who just said a hello. I don't know if you guys could hear that. And Mahari, who is still waiting for her new baby's arrival. And little Bo is coming to say hi. And this might not end well for the video. And that actually was pretty good, because Sadie just came over and recognized that Bo wasn't unsafe. And all is well that ends well. So this week I wanted to go into a couple things, and it feels like the idea of Mahari still holding on for kind of the final release for my foals for this year, but it feels actually instrumental in like the final release of whatever it is that we've been holding on to that is kind of coming to us for us to let go of, and to let go of us so we can experience ourselves, our life, our work in a new way. And relevant to this is Noche wearing a bridle. For the last couple weeks, he's been just avoiding taking the bit, avoiding opening his mouth, doing everything he possibly can. And I recognize that there's a connection with that to something in my world. And so what was the bit signifying, and what was I avoiding opening up to receive? And I would start to work with Noche, and then I would need to shift the herd, so then he would be in a different space, and so I needed to let him settle in. And so finally I've got back to this, meeting him with the bridle, because I don't want to force his mouth open. I want him to willingly pick the bit up and accept it. And if he's avoiding it, then that's something that means that I need to look at that. Why is he avoiding taking the bit? So today I thought, well, I'm not going to get anywhere if I don't go get the bridle and meet him in this space. And I haven't tried to, I haven't worked with him and the bridle since little Bo was born, which was mid-September. And so there's been lots of things that have happened and shifted and transpired in those couple weeks. So I actually walked up to Noche, because the last time I came out to him with the bridle, he walked away. So I walked in a different direction, and I waited there for him to come and find me, and eventually he came and found me. But that's all I wanted him to do, was to meet me in this space with the bridle. And at that point, that was all that I wanted recognized. So today I got the bridle and brought it out here, and he stood there, and I walked up to him, and I just held the bit in my one hand, and then with the other one held the bridle up between his ears, like you would do if you were going to bridle a horse. And he started to do that thing where he moved his head around and reached up and out of my space. And I felt this thing inside me, and I recognized that it was avoiding the idea of the bit as a responsibility for stepping into, let's say, the next piece of this work in a way that I have no idea what that looks like. But I do recognize that some of these horses cannot stay here forever. And if I try to hold on to it all, to how I think it needs to work, or it needs to show up, or they need to be here in order to do something, then I'm going to miss the opportunity of my own experience and learning from them, as well as them being able to go out and share this with the world. These bloodlines, this connection to this equine guided learning for life. So I really have to trust and let go. And as soon as I recognized that that was the responsibility that I was avoiding, Noche yawned and his lips picked up the bit out of my hand and took it into his own mouth. So then I slid the headstall up and over his ears, and he continued to yawn. And so that was the story for today. But what I feel there's relevance in that is that, and I've recognized this piece for a while, that there was something that I was avoiding. And it really, because the idea of being responsible also means having trust and faith and letting go of anything but our own responsibility to ourselves. And if I come from the idea that these horses are all sentient beings and are leading and guiding me in this work, then I have to recognize that my responsibility is to let go of what I think this needs to look like so they can bring me to the next adventure in this, the next layer, the next level of being able to experience and then share this work with the world. So if that resonates with you on some level, I would love to hear where that fits for you in your life. And because with that recognition, it's like I've been able to drop deeper into my body. And the beginning of this week started with a lot of quote unquote weird things that kind of were happening in the in-between space between the other world and this world. And so it feels like there's an opening up of a greater receptivity to that. But again, if I go back to the way that I used to maybe do this work, that's not going to be the space and place that can bring me to the next level with these horses as well. So Sadie just shook on that, and I'll just get down in little bows right there. And so I have Noche and Bo, and Sadie can go up. And it's also holding that sacred space for whatever it is that we need to kind of grow and bring to life this week. So I look forward to the final release coming with Mahari and her baby, and to share how little Bo is growing and where Noche fits into all of this, and the rest of the herd who are right now beyond this space but connected to us. So much love for myself and these horses to all of you guys, and I look forward to seeing what this incredible month of October brings for us. So take care, and I will be in touch next week. And one last final piece. There is a compilation of videos that I started back in 2016 when I began this journey of equine guided facilitation, and began to recognize my ability to communicate with the animals in the spirit world and the ancestors, and basically the animistic perspective of life. And that I began to start sharing these videos with the horses in a way to help me develop those abilities and to deepen this work with my herd. And consequently, that's a 4-year journey with over 140 videos, and so much more to come, that if you are interested, I am hosting that as a membership subscription on Patreon, and I will put the link below this. So basically, it's a Horse Wisdom living library of the Guided by Equus herd, bringing me into this work and helping me uncover and tap into my own innate abilities. And so we are sharing this living library of videos with you if you are interested to have it support and guide you to open up to a more authentic version of yourself and your work in your life with or without horses. So again, that's the Horse Wisdom Living Library, and you can become a member by using the link in this video. Thank you very much to anyone who joins me in that space, and I look forward to sharing it with you, as well as these continued Horse Wisdom healing message and energy forecast videos. Take care till next week.